What if I told you there are worlds out there that don't just match Earth, but leave it completely in dust? We spend so much time looking for a pale imitation of our own blue marble, a second Earth where we might scrape by. But what if the cosmic lottery has already produced jackpots far beyond our current imagination? The goal isn't merely survival, it's thriving. Humanity has cataloged thousands of planets beyond our sun, each a data point in a staggering cosmic census. But that's just a drop in the cosmic ocean. The staggering truth is this. The universe operates on such an incomprehensible scale that if you can imagine a stable, physical world within the laws of physics, it almost certainly exists. Today, we're visiting 4 such places. Not mere science fiction fantasy, but plausible, physics-based planets and moons that could offer humanity a life not just equal to, but fundamentally superior to, our existence on Earth. These are worlds built on known orbital mechanics and stellar physics, blueprints waiting in the void. And based on our simulations, each one is a potential home waiting to be found. Let's begin our journey to a real estate market that makes every earthly city look like a barren lot. First, picture not a planet, but a living moon. This is our first candidate, a place that redefines the concept of world. Imagine an Earth-sized satellite, forever circling a colossal, Jupiter-like gas giant. This giant itself is perfectly nestled within its star's Goldilocks zone, that sweet spot where liquid water can pool on a surface. Our moon, however, is the true prize. Its gravity is noticeably lighter than Earth's, perhaps 80% of what we feel, bestowing the gift of effortless movement, and potentially longer, gentler lives on biology. But its most defining feature is its locked rotation. It is tidally bound to its giant, meaning one majestic hemisphere forever gazes at its magnificent banded parent planet, while the other face forever looks out into the starry black. For anyone living on that near side, the sky is dominated by an awe-inspiring, ever-present spectacle. That gas giant would hang there, its cloud tops swirling in perpetual slow-motion storms. You would never need a calendar. The phases of the giant would mark the passage of days. But the advantages of this arrangement go far deeper than the view. That tidally locked orbit creates a profound stability. It eliminates the wild axial tilts that give Earth its extreme seasons. On this moon, the climate is eternally tempered. A permanent spring or autumn across the entire continent, preventing the brutal ice ages or scorching droughts that have ravaged our own history. Furthermore, the gentle, relentless gravitational tug of war between the star, the giant, and the moon creates eternal, idle heating. This isn't destructive, it's a planetary battery. This energy could power a stable global geothermal system, warming subsurface oceans, driving continent-building plate tectonic for the gentle fate, and averting the catastrophic volcanic super-eruption that can spell doom for a biosphere. Such a world would have built-in planetary thermostat and power source. Now, consider the rhythm of light there. A full orbit around the gas giant takes, say, 10 Earth days. Because the moon is locked, this orbit is its day. You would experience 5 long days of sunlight under the watchful eye of the giant, followed by 5 days of what we would call night. But this night is unlike any darkness on Earth. The giant planet reflects so much of its star's light that the landscape is bathed in a radiant, perpetual twilight. The silvery glow hundreds of times brighter than our full moon. You could read a book outside at midnight, and then the true celestial magic happens. The moon's orbit carries it behind the giant. A deep, total solar eclipse plunges the world into a brief, profound midnight. For a few hours, the giants locked the star. The silvery glow winked out, and the crude cosmos unveiled itself. The stars and galaxies, hidden by the perpetual glare, burst into view in a density we on Earth can barely comprehend. Imagine the cultural and spiritual significance of that moment, recurring with clockwork precision every 10 days, the only time the stars become visible from that hemisphere. Imagine calling such a place home, a world of gentle gravity, stable climate, boundless geothermal energy, and a sky that delivers a cosmic performance on a predictable schedule. We may have already glimpsed the crude, frozen blueprint for such a world in our own solar system, Saturn's moon Titan, taken to a lush, temperate extreme. A sky forever holding a world, a night lit by a stolen sun. This isn't fantasy, it's orbital mechanics painting a masterpiece. Our second stop seems deceptively, comfortably familiar at first glance. A yellow sun-like star hangs in an azure sky, warming a world of continents and oceans. The light on your skin feels right. The blue of the sky is correct. But peer closer with a sophisticated telescope, and you'll discern its tiny dark companion, a stellar mass black hole. Welcome to a world engaged in a perpetual, elegant, binary dance, with both light and absolute darkness. From the surface, things seem normal at first. You'd have sunrises and sunsets. But the hidden partner's gravity is a constant, subtle architect of reality. The immense density of the black hole, though perhaps only 60 kilometers across, warps space-time around it. Time itself flows slower here due to these relativistic effects, compared to a clock far out in interstellar space. Clocks on this planet would lose about 5 seconds each year. The combined gravitational pull of the sun and the black hole also creates monumental tides. Ocean surge is roughly 5 times stronger than Earth's, sculpting coastlines and demanding formidable protective barriers. So why would humanity choose such a world? The answer is the unparalleled opportunity. Having a black hole in your celestial backyard transforms fundamental physics into a laboratory for experimentation. We could perform the most accurate tests of general relativity ever conceived. Observing how the black hole's gravity lenses the light of its companion star into a perfect Einstein ring, this world turns the universe's greatest existential mystery into a reachable, observable phenomenon. The scientific and technological revolution sparked by such direct access is unimaginable. It would be the ultimate university, postgraduate course for our entire civilization in the nature of reality itself. In the shadow of a black hole, we would finally see the light of understanding. Before we voyage to our next system, a brief but important word on security, a concept that applies both cosmically and digitally. Out there, we seek a safe harbor, but here on Earth, our personal data is constantly hunted, scraped, aggregated, and sold by a shadowy ecosystem of data brokers. These companies operate often without your knowledge or consent, creating profiles that make you vulnerable to identity theft, targeted scams, and privacy invasion. That's where today's sponsor, Incogni, steps in to provide a vital line of defense. They work as your personal data removal service, actively finding and demanding the deletion of your private information from these hundreds of obscure databases. It's an automated shield for your digital life, constantly working to minimize your online footprint and reduce you. To take back control and reclaim your data privacy, you can check out the link in the description below. Our third magnificent possibility is a stellar system featuring twin planets sharing a single orbit, a gravitational ballet known as a horseshoe orbit. They travel the same highway around their star, one trailing slightly ahead on the inner faster track, the other on the outer slower track. For decades, they journey apart. Then, roughly every 33 years, as the inner world catches up, their mutual gravity performs a graceful cosmic swap, like two dancers passing in a grand ballroom. At their closest pass, the other world dominates the sky, a breathtaking, detailed globe. Travel between the twins would be a matter of days. Our regular, predictable interplanetary ferry service. Cultures could meet, trade, merge, creating a rhythm of cultural renaissance every generation. Beyond the breathtaking view and the cultural richness, this setup offers humanity something even more priceless. Redundancy, a backup, an existential threat, a planet-killer asteroid, a runaway gamma-ray burst, a biological catastrophe. On one world would not be the final tragic end of the human story. Our legacy, our species would continue next door, with the knowledge, and perhaps even the resources to aid and eventually repopulate. We see this stable, elegant orbital dance, not in theory, but in practice in our own solar system with Saturn's moons, Janus and Epimetheus. They share an orbit, swapping places every 4 years. It's not science fiction. It's demonstrated celestial mechanics. A system with Earth-like twins is not only the distances and masses are exquisitely balanced, so that the total stellar flux bathing the planet equals the sunlight Earth receives. It is not scorched, but perfectly warmed. But the sky is a constantly shifting masterpiece of light and shadow. For years on end, true, deep night might never fall. You would cast multiple shifting shadows that blend and separate throughout the day. Plant life might abandon green chlorophyll for other pigments, painting the landscapes in deep crimsons, violets, and coppers. The energy potential for a civilization is staggering. Solar power becomes a boundless foundational resource. This world offers a life of aesthetic and practical abundance, a permanent golden hour. However, this sublime beauty is tragically ephemeral. The outer red giant and supergiant stars are in the final fleeting chapters of their stellar lives. They are destined to expire in violent supernova explosions. These cataclysms would likely sterilize the entire system, ejecting the planet into the dark interstellar void if it isn't outright vaporized. Our time on this radiant world would be spectacular but brief, a brilliant, fleeting chapter in the galactic story, a reminder that even paradise can have an expiration date written in stellar evolution. We stand at a cosmic crossroads with 4 profoundly different futures on offer. Which of these homes would you choose for our species? The gentle, stable moon with its eternal guardian in the sky. The black hole binary. The challenging world offering the keys to the universe's deepest secrets. The twin Earths, providing brotherhood, cultural explosion, and the ultimate insurance policy. Or the radiant world of 5 suns, a short-lived but magnificent feast for the senses and engine of civilization. The choice reveals what we value most: stability, knowledge, community, or transcendent experience. The universe is not just stranger than we imagine. It is full of homes better than we have yet dared to dream.